Okay, let's start with Mercury. It's the first planet from the Sun. So it is nearest to the Sun, so very hot during the day, and it is the smallest planet of the solar system. It has a rocky surface covered with craters. It is so close to Sun that it is usually hidden by Sun's glare. So due to this, Mercury is a planet which is quite difficult to see. Mercury planet is, however, visible just before sunrise or just after sunset. So in the evening or early morning, dusk and dawn sky, this planet is visible.
That night if we look at the, we'll be on the moon side and Mercury will be on this side.
I don't know. Because everything is continuously changing. Moon is also not stationary. It is going around the earth, and we are also moving like on our own axis. So it may be visible in the evening time. Night time, I'm not sure why, but it is known as an evening star and morning star. Morning star or evening star. The planet Mercury can be seen either as a morning star in eastern sky just before sunrise or as an evening star in the western sky just after sunset. ठीक है? Mercury can be seen, okay, yeah, क्यों ऐसा होता है? Because it lies inside the orbit of Earth. Please note that actually we cannot use the term star for Mercury because it's a planet and not a star. But it's very bright. But the light coming from Mercury does not twinkle because it's very near also. So that's why it's not, planets do not twinkle, stars twinkle. Planet Mercury shows phases like moon. This is due to the fact that Mercury lies inside the Earth's orbit. So as Mercury revolves around Sun, its sun-lit surface is visible in varying amounts from the Earth. This produces phases of Mercury. No life can exist on the planet Mercury because it is extremely hot and has no water on it. Mercury has also no atmosphere to prevent deadly ultraviolet radiations of sun coming reaching its surface. It has no satellite, no moons. It is known as Budh Grah in Hindi. Budh. Venus, second planet, closest planet to Earth. Rotation of Venus on its axis is somewhat unusual. This is because Venus rotates on its axis from east to west, but Earth rotates from west to east. Ulta rotation hota hai Venus ka. Due to this, on Venus, the sun would rise in the west and set in the east. Crazy, no? This is opposite to what happens on Earth, of course. It's a rocky planet. It has a dense atmosphere which consists almost entirely of carbon dioxide gas. It is the brightest planet in the night sky. The planet Venus is brightest object in the night sky except moon. So we can recognize the planet Venus in the night sky by its brightness. The planet Venus appears very bright because its cloudy atmosphere reflects 75% of the light which it receives from the sun. In fact, Venus reflects more sunlight than any other planet of the solar system, and hence it appears to be the brightest planet. Being quite near to the sun, it's very hot. It gets excessively hot by trapping sun's heat rays by carbon dioxide gas which is present in its atmosphere. So the greenhouse effect is very strong on Venus. The nearness to the sun along with its heating caused by the greenhouse effect makes Venus the hottest planet of the solar system. Please note that though Mercury is the nearest planet to the sun, it is not the hottest planet. The hottest planet is Venus. Remember, ये सब आ सकते हैं क्वेश्चन आंसर्स या फिर ऑब्जेक्टिव्स में पूछ सकते हैं. इसको भी मॉर्निंग या इवनिंग स्टार बोलते हैं बिकॉज इट इज सीन in the eastern sky just before sunrise or in the western sky just after the sunset. So इसके भी कुछ phases होते हैं मून जैसे क्योंकि अर्थ से बहुत नजदीक है ना. तो if you view it with a microscope you will always telescope you will always see some of its some part of its surface lit by the sun's light and the other opposite part of its surface dark, which is opposite to the uh, sunlight. It is also known as it also has no satellites. Mercury and Venus are only two planets which have no satellites, no moons. And it is known as Shukra Graha in Hindi. Shukrawar. Shukrawar पता है क्या होता है? Friday. Named after Shukra Graha, Venus. Yeah.
Sir, do you think there's a possibility that on every different planet there's every different set of life? Like on Earth, we are, for us, we live on Earth because we have suitable conditions for us.
Yeah.
But if there are other people or other living beings on other different planets that have suitable conditions.
There might be. There might be. There might be. Nobody has found till now. But there is no, signs of life, because we have not reached physically very far from Earth, but we have eyes all around. In terms of huge telescopes, we have telescopes on the surface of Earth. We have in space also, which are looking everywhere, finding the shape of black hole and everything. Have you seen that photograph? The real photograph of black hole. 2-3 years ago it was found. So they've actually, a lot of data was collected, and then when there was this girl who was a scientist who found out, and when she put everything together, black hole was visible. So if the black hole can be found out, that means we have eyes everywhere now. We can see what is happening anywhere. If there is life, some sort of life, then definitely scientists would have discovered something. But they are still searching. So we can't say with surety. There is no surety of it. Next planet is Earth. Of course, you know everything about Earth, but still, it's spherical in shape. It appears to be blue and green when viewed from outer space. And उसमें वो वीडियो में बोला था ना वो साइंटिस्ट ने, it is the most beautiful thing which you, and at a point by your thumb, yeah. So that was amazing. So only planet in the solar system on which life is known to exist. Two major factors which are responsible for the existence of life are distance of Earth from Sun, which is suitable distance, and size of the Earth. The distance of Earth from the Sun is such that it has the correct temperature range for existence of water and survival of life. The size of the Earth is such that it has sufficient gravitational field to hold on to an atmosphere of many gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, which are required for evolution and maintenance of life. So we are fortunate to have this kind of suitable environment for us to survive, sustain, and we should preserve it. The Earth has an atmosphere, many gases, important gases, which are necessary for us to survive. Oxygen and carbon dioxide, the balance is maintained, which is absolutely necessary to, for our respiration, as well as the heat maintenance, which is there. It has large quantities of water which are required by us. It has a suitable temperature range for existence of life. It is neither too hot nor too cold. It has a protective blanket of ozone layer which cuts the UV rays, ultraviolet rays coming from sun, which are very harmful, which can cause skin cancer. Yes, absolutely correct. It has two types of motions. It rotates on its axis, and it revolves around the sun. It rotates about a imaginary axis, passing through the Earth's sphere from north and south poles. So it rotates about that axis, and it completes one rotation in 24 hours, which we call one day, and it rotates from west to east. and the axis of rotation is not perpendicular to the Earth's orbit. Sorry? 20, yeah, it's tilted. It's tilted. It's the whole rotation takes place like this in a tilted manner, not perpendicular. Yeah. An important consequence of rotation of Earth is that it causes day and night on Earth. The Earth rotates or spins on its axis and also revolves around the Sun in an elliptical orbit. मैंने कल word बताया था तुम्हें सबको elliptical. Elliptical is not circular but something like oval. But we won't use the word oval. Oval is not the correct word to describe it. The right word is elliptical. Ellipse, basically the shape is ellipse. सो इफ यू जो तुमने बचपन में शेप सीखे हैं ना उसमें तुम बोलते हो राउंड स्क्वायर सर्कल वॉट एवर यू कॉल इट यू हैव नेवर कम अक्रॉस दिस वर्ड कॉल्ड एलिप्स so if you find the image of ellipse this is what you get it's a geometrical figure which has got like जैसे सर्कल में रेडियस होता है डायमीटर होता है वैसे एलिप्स में भी होता है ये सब stretched circle yeah exactly so it has got its own attributes और इसके बारे में तुम ज्योमेट्री में पढ़ने वाले हो इसको बोलते हैं कोनिक सेक्शन so you will study in class 11th yeah just a moment hello हाँ बोलो मोहन एक मिनट so I was talking about elliptical path में you know what is the significance of this elliptical path that it has unlike circle has got just one center in ellipse it has got two centers ellipse के पास दो सेंटर होते हैं एंड सन जैसे ये elliptical orbit है और यहाँ पे सपोज अर्थ है तो सन इज एट वन ऑफ द टू सेंटर्स ऑफ द ellipse तो मतलब सन या तो यहाँ होगा या तो यहाँ पे सो अगर इस ये सन की पोजीशन मानते हैं सो डू यू सी दैट द डिस्टेंस ऑफ अर्थ फ्रॉम द सन इज a very big distance when the earth is over here
So sun isn't actually in the middle of the
no it is not sometimes we are closer to the sun sometimes we are far from sun so when we are far from sun
seasons.
exactly when we are far from sun at the maximum distance that's a winter time suppose the earth is over here
That's summer.
we are very close to the sun so this is summer time समझा इलिप्स का क्या है आइडिया An important consequence of motion of tilted earth around sun is that it causes different seasons on earth such as summer autumn winter and spring the earth has one natural satellite called moon earth का हिंदी में नाम क्या है पृथ्वी ग्रह धरती माँ भारत माता की जय okay Mars fourth planet from the sun beyond earth just beyond earth red planet because its surface appears to be red if you see the light coming from Mars it is reddish red star जैसा दिखता है Mars sky में and that does not twinkle the red color of Mars is used to distinguish it from other planets of the solar system यहाँ पे बोला नहीं है due to what due to the kind of red rocks due to the iron deposits iron बहुत ज़्यादा है Mars पे iron deposits are too many so appears to be red of all the planets Mars is most like the Earth Mars is a rocky planet it has a thin atmosphere as compared to Earth the thin atmosphere of Mars contains mainly carbon dioxide with small amount of nitrogen, oxygen, noble gases and water vapor. So scientists think that the possibility of life existing on Mars is much more because it has got a lot of favorable conditions. It has they have found water vapor भी है तो मिल रहा है उनको. So you know that Pathfinder or something. What do you call that robot which goes around the surface of Mars? Pathfinder ही है शायद उसका नाम. US NASA has sent many such robots there to find what is there on Mars. Yeah.
If these, God forbid, if someday go to Mars, would the time change? Like the aging process of people will change.
Little bit. Little bit. Yeah, definitely. So Jupiter, fifth planet from the Sun, biggest planet of solar system, twice as large as rest of the planets put together. बाकी सारे प्लैनेट को साथ में रख के उसको डबल करेंगे तब जाके जुपिटर की साइज बनेगी. It is also heavier than combined mass of all the other planets. The diameter is 11 times the diameter of Earth and 318 times heavier than Earth. It is so large that 1300 Earths can be placed inside Jupiter. Because of its very big size, Jupiter can be seen easily in the night sky. I've never seen. Huh? Okay. I've never. Yeah, there are a lot of storms in its atmosphere. You are right.
Some planet has a huge crater in the middle of it.
Middle. Moon has.
No, it's like
Mars has.
This is a planet, and there's a crater here, and that's huge, and that's the only crater there.
I don't know which planet you're talking about, but possibly. Being very far off from Sun, Jupiter receives much less heat and light from Sun as compared to Earth and Mars. Even then, Jupiter appears to be a very bright object in the night sky. Jupiter's bright appearance is due to the fact that it has thick cloudy atmosphere which reflects most of the sunlight falling on it. We can easily recognize Jupiter as it appears quite bright in the sky. Jupiter rotates very rapidly on its axis. Jupiter is the first of the gas type planets. Gas से बना हुआ है. Is mainly made mainly of hydrogen and helium. Life cannot exist on planet Jupiter because it has poisonous gases like methane and ammonia in its atmosphere. Moreover, Jupiter is a very cold planet. It has 28 satellites or moons. It has also some faint rings around it. If we observe the planet Jupiter through telescope, we can see 4 of its large satellites. इसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं बृहस्पति. Yes? किधर? तुम्हारी बुक में अपडेट आई है क्या? 63. Very nice. ठीक है. Saturn, sixth planet from the Sun. It is small in size and small in mass than Jupiter, but after Jupiter, Saturn is the second biggest planet of the solar system. The chemical composition of Saturn is very similar to that of Jupiter, mainly made up of hydrogen and helium. It is the least dense among all the planets of solar system. उसकी डेंसिटी सबसे कम है. डेंसिटी इतनी कम है कि सैटर्न वाटर के ऊपर फ्लोट कर सकता है. Less denser than water itself. So if we imagine it in a large pool of water, then Saturn will float on water. It will not sink in water. Yeah, of course, but still, comparatively. The most distinguishing feature of Saturn is the system of colorful rings which surround it. The 3 distinct set of rings around Saturn are visible from Earth. Saturn is the only planet with a system of well-developed rings encircling it. The rings of Saturn are made of tiny particles, all orbiting the Saturn like miniature satellites.
Stones or asteroids.
Yeah. The rings of Saturn cannot be seen with naked eyes. They can be observed only with the help of a telescope. The presence of a well-developed system of rings around Saturn makes it unique in the solar system. Being far off from the Sun, Saturn is extremely cold planet. So no life can exist on Saturn. Saturn has maximum number of satellites or moons. It has 30 satellites. 33. So maximum Jupiter के पास ही है.
They have that table also taking the planets on the sun.
Okay, so how many for Jupiter
67.
and Saturn?
62.
This is updated. And if we Google it, let's check here.
I learned in sixth grade that Uranus and Neptune also have rings.
Yeah.
I should know that.
There are 18 known moons of Jupiter. मतलब unknown moon भी होंगे. Crazy. Or what about moons of Saturn? 80, yeah? Updated number है ये. Saturn. Yeah, take. 83 moons. मतलब अगर सैटर्न पे खड़े हैं तो अच्छा वो मून हो गया. अभी उसका ये वाला देख, ये वाला अच्छा है. अरे नहीं नहीं उसको देख, ये देख क्या है मून, ये बहुत ब्यूटीफुल. अरे ये देख पास में आ गया एकदम. अरे इसको मैं टच करता हूँ. मून क्या है ये, क्या चल रहा है भाई. मून की दुकान. मून होलसेल में मिल रहा है. क्या हो रहा है यार. 83 जुपिटर को पीछे छोड़ दिए है ना. क्या ये पुराने इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहे हो यार. Uranus is the seventh planet from the sun. It can be seen only with the help of large telescope. In fact, Uranus was the first planet to have been discovered with the help of a telescope. Though the diameter of Uranus is almost 4 times that of Earth, it appears as a small disk through a telescope. This is because Uranus is very, very far from Earth. After Jupiter and Saturn, Uranus is the third biggest planet of the solar system. Like Venus, Uranus also rotates on its axis from east to west. मतलब उसका जो rotation है, that is reverse, ulta rotation. The most remarkable feature of Uranus is that it has a highly tilted axis of rotation. Earth का जो axis है वो थोड़ा सा 23 डिग्री है ना. Uranus का बिल्कुल ही flat axis है. So it rotates like this. Yeah. Uranus appears to roll on its side while orbiting around the sun. You see, it's peculiar. Uranus is made up of mainly of hydrogen and helium. Uranus is extremely cold planet. It is also surrounded by an atmosphere of poisonous gases. Due to these reasons, no life can exist on the planet Uranus. The planet Uranus has 21 satellites. 27. अब Google पे देखें. Uranus moons. 27. तुम्हारे बुक में कितना दिया है? 14. So there it is updated. Great.
Neptune looks cool. Neptune looks cool.
Yeah. So it is the farthest planet, outermost planet. The planet Neptune can be seen as a tiny blue-green speck even by using the most powerful telescope on the Earth. Neptune is made up of mainly of liquid and frozen hydrogen and helium gas. Neptune is extremely cold planet. No life can exist on Neptune. It has 8, no, 14. 14, right? 14 moons. It has also some rings around it. It is called Varun Graha. Varun. Yeah. The radius of Jupiter is 11 times that of the radius of Earth. Calculate the ratio of volumes of Jupiter and Earth. Do you know what is the formula for volume of Earth? Or sorry, of a sphere? No. The formula for volume of formula for volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Volume of a sphere. Sphere means spherical object, like a ball. ठीक है. So planets are considered almost spherical. तो हमें किसका वॉल्यूम निकालना है? Volume of Jupiter upon volume of Earth. So 4 by 3 into pi into r cube upon 4 by 3 into pi into 11 times
11 r cube.
नहीं, ऊपर 11 आ रहेगा, नीचे आ रहेगा. यहाँ पे आएगा 11 r द होल क्यूब, यहाँ पे आएगा r द होल क्यूब. ठीक है. अभी रेशियो कैसे निकालेंगे देखो. पहले तो ये 4/3 कट, पाई पाई कट. ठीक है. और यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? 11 r cube upon r cube. So we will cut r cube as well. ए एक मिनट, 11 का तो क्यूब लेना पड़ेगा ना. 11 का क्यूब कितना होता है? 1331:1. That is the ratio of volume. So इसलिए तो बोला था कि there can be 1300 Earths inside the Jupiter. 31 exactly. Jupiter can accommodate 1331 Earths. इसके बाद आते हैं satellites. What is a satellite? Satellite can be natural or artificial. It's a celestial body which revolves around a planet. Moons are the satellites basically. Every planet has got them except two, Mercury and Venus. Everybody else has got moons. ठीक है. So moons, why do they revolve around a planet? Due to the gravitational pull of Earth on the moons. So अपना जो अर्थ का नेचुरल सैटेलाइट है वो मून है, and it revolves around the earth in a definite elliptical regular path. ठीक है. ये मून की ऑर्बिट है basically. So the force which is holding the moon in this orbit around the earth is the gravitational pull of earth's gravity. And along with moon, earth along with moon go around the sun and revolve around the sun in an orbit. Sometimes it happens that they all come in one single line. Sometimes earth is between moon and sun, and that times earth casts its shadow on moon, so that is lunar eclipse of the moon. And sometimes moon is between earth and sun, so moon casts its shadow on earth, so that is known as solar eclipse. There are huge craters on moon, and the distance between moon and earth is 384,000 kilometers, which is the closest celestial object to the earth, and it appears much bigger than the stars because it is more nearer to the earth than the stars. Yeah.
There's no air in the space, right?
Yeah.
How is the flag waving?
That's the biggest mystery. All the photos have this kind of like straight flag. So I don't know how. It's not waving or something, but it's like straight. I don't know why and how. It should fall due to gravity. Why is it straight? I don't know. Many people are saying this is a conspiracy theory that nobody has gone to on moon. They've just recorded it in a studio. USA is lying to everyone. They are saying like that. It's a theory. We don't know. There are many documentaries on this. Neil Armstrong was the first guy who landed on moon, July 1969. Who was the second guy? So people do remember him. Edwin Aldrin. I was thinking if Edwin Aldrin would have jumped before Neil Armstrong, he would धक्का मार के अरे मैं जाऊंगा पहले. You know phases of moon? Yeah. New moon, crescent moon, half moon. नहीं, more than half का नाम है कुछ. Gibbous. Waxing period and banning period. So more than half is gibbous. Full moon, more than half again gibbous, but this is waning period. Then half moon, then crescent moon, and then again no moon. Why do these phases of moon occur? Sorry? Lunar eclipse occurs. Yeah, you are right, but I'm not asking about that. I'm asking why do they occur?
Sir, because some part of the moon gets the light and that reflects onto Earth, which we are able to see. So when the Earth and the moon are rotating or revolving, some part of the moon is reflecting the light which is coming to Earth.
I understand, but why there are phases?
To keep account of it.
No, no. The phases happen because Earth is rotating on its own axis and Moon is revolving around Earth. So Moon has different locations at different times, and Earth on a particular location or a position on Earth, we have different views of the Moon at different times. The speed of rotation of Earth and the speed of revolution of Moon around Earth both are different. We complete one rotation in 24 hours. Moon completes one revolution in 14 days. Sorry, 28 days.
One revolution?
Yeah, one revolution in 28 days around Earth.
But for that, the orbit revolves around Earth, not around the Sun.
No, around our Earth. Around our Earth. Okay. So what happens is whenever we see moon, we see it at different angles. Means different angle means when it is visible. How it is visible? Because of sun's light falling on it. Sun's light fall on it at different angles every time. So sometimes we can see like moon ऐसा सीधा कि सन पीछे है एग्जैक्टली और मून ऐसे सामने है. सन की पूरी लाइट मून पे जा रही है तो मून ऐसे डिस्क जैसा दिखता है, फुल मून. बट समटाइम्स देयर इज नो मून. व्हाई? बिकॉज सन is somewhere, sun is somewhere else and moon is in front of us, but there is no light which is reflecting. So the
sun, earth and moon is like
yeah, maybe in a line or something like that. So that's why we cannot see any moon. But then sometimes some angle of the moon receives light from sun, so we see just tiny part of moon lit. So that depends on the position of moon with respect to the position on the Earth's surface, and that is changing every time. सो ये जो पूरा साइकिल है ना न्यू मून से न्यू मून का, वो 28 डेज का होता है. दैट इज वन कंप्लीट रिवोल्यूशन ऑफ मून अराउंड अर्थ, एंड दैट्स व्हाई द phases of moon occur. ये देखो यहाँ पे बोला है moon shines and becomes visible to us because it reflects sunlight falling on it towards earth. But since the moon revolves around the earth and earth revolves around the sun, we cannot see all the sunlit surface of moon from earth all the time. We can see only that part of the sunlit surface of moon which is towards us. Depending upon the relative position of sun, moon and earth, we see different amounts or portion of sunlit surface of moon from earth. So as the moon revolves around the earth once every month, 28 days precisely, and moves around the sun along with the earth, different amounts of sunlit surfaces are towards the earth, leading to change in the appearance of moon and formation of phases of moon. बहुत अच्छे से लिखा है. I tried to explain the same thing, but yeah, they have given it. Yes, please.
If Earth is here, Moon is here, and the Sun is there, Moon is blocking the light from the Sun, creating Earth in total darkness.
See ना here. Can you explain this one? Yeah. बोलो यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहे हो? The sun's light are coming from that side.
Yes.
Now see the position of moons and earth.
So there is the moon there. The light comes and covers the sun light from coming to Earth. But some light reaches us Earth.
Yeah. So what is happening? See, the sun's light are reaching this part over here. Are we facing that part? We are facing the back side of moon, the back of moon. It's not visible. New moon. But as we look towards this side, the rays of light are lighting up this small part. But this is the back, not visible. If we look over here, then half of the moon is visible, half is not visible, like that. But if you are looking at here, like night sky, the sun's light are directly falling, is directly falling on moon, and we can see the whole. So it depends on the relative position of moon around earth. Sun's light are coming from one direction only. You understand? How many new moon and full moon days can occur during 1 month? Exactly. One full moon and one new moon. 1 month. One time full moon, one time new moon. Yeah, that comes once a month. Full moon comes once a month. Okay, there are some other members of solar system like asteroids. You know what are asteroids? Asteroids are small celestial objects which revolve around the sun between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. एक बेल्ट है जिसको बोलते हैं एस्टेरॉइड बेल्ट. So these are very minor rocks and they are also known as minor planets. And some asteroids are big, some are small. There are like it's a complete belt where all the asteroids are revolving around the sun. Sometimes some asteroid can go astray and go towards some planet or moon and can strike, but ऐसा हुआ नहीं अभी तक. Comets. Comet पता है क्या होता है? They are celestial objects which are made up of gas and dust which revolve around the sun in a highly elliptical orbits and become visible only when they come close to sun. Have you seen a comet in real life? I have seen in real life without telescope.
I know it's huge.
Huh?
I know that it's very huge comet.
एग्जैक्टली और बाद में जब मैं स्कूल में था, मैं 8th ग्रेड में था, मुझे याद है 8th या 9th में, हेलीबॉप हेलीबॉप कॉमेट है, कुछ लिखा है उसके बारे में, हेलीबॉप, हेली नहीं, हेलीबॉप. See, I'll show you what have I seen. Yeah. So I have witnessed helibop. Hale-Bopp comet, 1997. Hale-Bopp. Yeah. 1997. Next. But it was real April Fool. It was real, not a foolish fool, but real fool. No, it just passed through. No? Land नहीं हुआ था. Comets do not land, man. They just pass through near to the surface of Earth, and you can see it from the surface. So I remember we used to see it for couple of months every evening, night actually, near the horizon. Now we can't see only 2 months Hellbomb. Have you seen shooting star? Everyone has. But it's very fast, no? Like very fast. Yeah, it's not like those Hindi films. It's falling very slowly, animated shooting star, and they ask for a wish. Comets are smaller than asteroids, but they are so bright that they are visible, and their tail is also visible. Comets are also members of solar system. They revolve around sun just like planets. Each comet follows its own orbit around the sun. The orbits of comets are very large and highly elliptical, due to which they remain very far off from sun most of the time, but very rarely they come near the surface of Earth. So in 1986, Halley's comet came near, and next it will come after 76 years again. That time, can you please add 1986 plus 76? 2062. 2062. After exactly 40 years. You will be able to see. लिख के रखो डेट, याद रखना आज का दिन. I might not be alive by that time. I might be around after 40 years. Yeah, I'll be 77 years old. If I am alive, then please drop a message to me, and we'll all come out in our balconies or terraces and do a video call. अच्छा, तो मतलब टेरेस पे चले जाएंगे. Possible, man. What is happening? Have you seen a movie on Netflix called Don't Look Up? देखा है ये? Oh, it is such an amazing movie. Don't Look Up. Some people think that comets are messengers of disasters such as wars, epidemics, corona, and floods. These are, however, myths and superstitions. The appearance of comet is a natural phenomenon. It has nothing to do with natural or man-made disasters. We should not be afraid of sighting the comets. Crazy, man. Meteoroids, meteors and meteorites. Meteoroids are celestial objects which range in size from tiny sand grains to big boulders of several hundred tons and revolve around the sun in their orbits. They are mainly left behind by the disintegration of asteroids and comets. जब एक एस्ट्रॉइड टूट जाता है तो बहुत सारे डस्ट पार्टिकल्स, रॉक्स निकलते हैं, उसको हम लोग meteoroids बोलते हैं. They're very small in size, and the shooting star which we C are the meteoroids. Meteor shower. Meteor shower देखा है? Like hundreds of shooting stars falling very quickly, fast. So some can be large and some can be small. Generally, they cannot reach the surface of Earth. They just burn out before reaching. अर्थ की सरफेस पे पहुंचने से पहले ही दे बर्न आउट.
Some part of the atmosphere is so hot.
Yeah. No, it's not about that. It's about the friction. When they enter, there is a lot of friction. Gravity? No, not. Drag, yeah, of course, drag. Yeah, so friction. Basically, when they enter, the atmosphere resists the motion, and there is a lot of friction, and the heat burns them off. They cannot reach the surface of Earth. It's not a star though, okay? It's shooting star because of its shiny light or something.
Shooting rock.
Yeah, it looks like a streak of starlight shooting across the night sky. A meteor which does not burn up completely on entering Earth's atmosphere and lands on Earth is known as a meteorite. Or otherwise it's known as a meteoroid. Meteorite, or meteor basically. Meteorites falling on Earth from the sky range in size from small pebbles to big rocks, many tons in weight. More than 3,000 meteorites weighing around a kilogram or more fall on Earth each year in different parts of the world. Meteorites are made of rocks of metal, and they are believed to be pieces of asteroids or comets. I just remembered a movie which I saw. All shooting star. Some you wish for shooting star and fell right behind you. Your wish came true. You didn't see it. It's your problem. It's your problem. Or maybe this kind of shooting special gift you get from the people up above in the space station. They leave. Okay. So man-made spacecraft placed in. अब ये नहीं डाल पाऊंगा वीडियो. अब नहीं हो पाएगा. डोंट लुक अप तक ठीक था, लेकिन ये कुछ ज्यादा ही हो गया. And that was beep, and beep fell, and the beep beep and beep.
And they eject the beep.
Okay. A man-made spacecraft placed in orbit around the Earth is called an artificial satellite. दुर्वा हमने फिजिक्स में पढ़ा था ना आर्टिफिशियल 11th में. There are two, geostationary था एक, और एक था I forgot. So come on. Geostationary satellite ना वो अर्थ के ऊपर रहता है एक पोजीशन पे. अर्थ रिवॉल्व होता है और वो जियोस्टेशनरी सैटेलाइट उसके ऊपर ही रिवॉल्व होता है. और दूसरा जो सैटेलाइट है दैट इज गोइंग अराउंड द अर्थ, बट सी ये है नहीं तुमको, बट फिर भी मैं बता रहा हूँ बिकॉज इट्स रियली इंटरेस्टिंग. दिस इज अर्थ, ओके. अर्थ इज रिवॉल्विंग लाइक दिस, and this satellite which I am talking about, it goes around like this. So when it goes around like this, what is happening? Cross motion is happening. Earth is going around like this. This satellite is going around like this. So multiple times it scans the whole surface of the Earth. Generally weather satellites होते हैं वो ऐसे होते हैं. It's not geostationary, it is something else. It is known as something else. But that's not mentioned over here. It's just artificial satellites. So what is the use of artificial? Yeah, see, यहाँ पे बोला है. Some people stay there and do stuff, release stuff. Yeah. The electricity required for running equipment in artificial satellite is provided by solar cells. You might have seen satellites with, wing-like structures which has got solar cells. The solar energy is very abundantly available there, yeah. So through those panels, it receives energy. You know what is remote sensing? The technique of collecting information about an object from a distance without making a physical contact with the object is called remote sensing. So this remote sensing is basically useful or is done, and it collects all the information from Earth about weather or whatever. You know that Google Maps, it works on remote sensing technology. So there is a lot of data transfer about your position, and then it has the set map, and then it can give you where you are going or what speed you are going. Artificial satellites are used for communications such as long distance transmission of television programs, radio programs, telephone calls, and internet. They are used for communication purposes, are called communication satellites. Weather forecasting, rainfall, snowfall, etc., for giving advance warning of floods and cyclones. They are known as weather satellites or meteorological satellites, which are a kind of remote sensing satellites. They are used for surveying the natural resources of Earth like minerals, agricultural crops, and potential fishing zones in sea. And this is done by using artificial satellites called remote sensing satellites again. They are also used for spying for military purposes, observation or movement of enemy troops and military equipments, taking picture of enemy airfields, etc. Artificial satellites are used to collect information about other planets, stars, and galaxies. The artificial satellites used for studying celestial objects are called astronomy satellites. Hubble telescope is one of such artificial satellites. India has built and launched many artificial satellites. The first artificial satellite launched by India was Aryabhatta in 1975. उसके बाद भी बहुत सारे भेजे हैं अभी तो काफी. Polar, geostationary and polar. You are right. ठीक है? Congratulations, people, everyone. We have successfully completed science for class 8. The whole. Which name? Any name. Tanish? Siddharth? Are you there?
Yes, sir. Sir, once you get the movie name, can you send it?
Sorry?
Once you get the movie name, can you?
Yeah, you are more interested in that only. I know that. I know. Solar system, universe, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Movie देखने का है मेरे को. Which
No,
movie
sir,
you want
I
to
was
see?
listening to the whole chapter.
No, which movie you want to see, Baba?
So the last one you told.